Howdy, friends and floorheads. It is a rare Monday night, but this is a game that demanded being played. It is Kiss Me If You Can by Sam Dunnewold. If you're not familiar with Sam, he has been a guest on the podcast, probably best known for his work on his wonderful podcast, Dice Exploder. If you dig RPGs and really dig like the mechanics behind RPGs, Sam's podcast is fantastic. He picks a mechanic and then deep dives with a co-host into that mechanic. Absolutely wonderful. Dice Exploder. But I saw on Sam's itch page that he had this game called Kiss Me If You Can. The title itself got my interest, so I ran to go buy it. And I'll put a link in the chat for it. There's also, if you're watching this on Video Demand, I've got a link in the description.
You're all about to get Craiged.
The idea is kind of like a Thomas Crown Affair or Killing Eve or Catch Me If You Can melding. Prompt cards, much like For the Queen. It works in 2 acts. One of us is going to play River, who is a cat burglar art thief. Another one is going to play Jules, who is this special agent trying to catch River. Now, the fun thing is that we each have our own set of cards with our own set of prompts. And Amie and I, as you can see with little question marks above our heads, we don't know yet who's going to be Jules and who's going to be River. So we'll start off with our prologues. Then whoever plays River will decide how we meet, choosing one of the cute cards. And then we're going to go back and forth reading prompt cards and slowly building this relationship. In Act 1, it's really, I think, describing the chase, describing the relationship that Jules and River are going to have. Act 2, there's only 4 cards per person in Act 2. They are shuffled, and one of them says climax on it, in which case we each get 2 cards. One says betray, one says kiss. And we both play one or the other, and depending on the combination, if we both play betray, if we both play kiss, if one plays betray, one plays kiss, we'll see what happens. So let's kind of walk through it together. So there's Act 1 cards and there's prologues. The Act 1 cards, River gets 7, Jules gets 8, and you shuffle them and take 3 cards out. I have already done that. So there are 3 cards that we don't know what they are, but they're not going to show up. We each essentially are going to have 4 Act 1 cards that we're going to read and answer individually. When we read them aloud, every time we encounter a question, we stop reading and we answer the question or ask for our partner to answer the question, and then we continue reading. If at any point we come across a sentence that has an ellipsis at the end, we finish that sentence, and then we go back and forth taking turns. In Act 2, River has the option at the end of any one of the cards to say, I stop running, and Jules has the option to say, I stop chasing, or we hit the climax card. We don't know when it's going to game that. It could be the first card we draw in Act 2. All right, Amie, enough talk. It's time to play.
Let's do this.
All right, I'm going to roll 1d2. Okay. And on a 1, I play Jules.
Okay.
The special agent. On a 2, I play River.
All right.
All right, so /roll 1d2. I get Jules. You get River. So I am the special agent. So let me quickly update our names. I am going to be Jules.
I'm going to be a master criminal.
You are my art thief. My nemesis.
Yep. You'll never catch me, copper.
So we start off with River. You're going to read your prologue card. So I'm going to bring your prologue card over and I'm going to flip it. And I would like you to read it.
How do I make it bigger? That one's not getting bigger for me. Let me zoom in on it. Sorry. I am a notorious international art thief and cat burglar. I got into this line of work because...
Multiple choice.
I promised myself I'd never lead a boring life.
Excellent. My turn.
Your turn.
I am a well-respected special agent, determined to find you and bring you to justice. I got into this line of work because I followed a crush and stayed even after they burned out. So it was love that brought me into this business.
Interesting.
All right,
Okay.
River, you get to decide how we meet. So I am going to deal you 3 cute cards. I'd like you to look at them
You're gonna have me cute.
and decide which one you want and play it to the gray box. So I'll give you just a second.
Okay. Yes, please.
Take your time. I had a chance to, I manually brought these cards into Roll20, so we're playing on Roll20. When you buy the PDF off of Sam's page, it's got all the cards there. You can print them out and sleeve them if you want to play it in person, or it was relatively easy for me to create a deck in Roll20 so that Amie and I could play it in Roll20. Ooh, we've got a card.
There we go.
All right. Would you read it for us?
I will indeed. At our 10-year high school reunion, we slip away from the crowd to catch up. What's one thing you found attractive about me back then, and what's one way that I've changed?
So when we were in high school together, you, I think, were such a mystery to me. I was very studious, very bookish, not really nerd necessarily, but very focused academically. Always wanted to be the highest grade in the class, very studious, read a lot of books. I'm imagining, if you're okay with it, you were more of a free spirit. You would get detention, but nothing for like too crazy. Maybe catching a cigarette under the water tower when you're supposed to be in the lunchroom.
Just once.
And I mean, I found you physically attractive, but there was just this mirror image of me in you where I followed the rules and read the rules and followed them diligently. You always, I could tell, read the rules, but purposefully skirted them and bent them like really far. That's what I think attracted me to you and made me notice you in high school. The second piece is, what's the one way I've changed?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have changed. I noticed a confidence about you at the reunion. You would often look down, avoid eye contact. I never saw you be very sociable. I felt like you were very introverted in high school. And I don't think at first I realized it was you at the reunion here because your back was straight. You were working the room, just charming the shit out of everybody. And I think it took me a little off guard that somehow, River, between high school and these last 10 years, you found a new level of confidence that I just wasn't the same.
Well, you get to ask me the same.
So what's the one thing you found attractive about me back then? And what's one way I've changed?
You know, you were very smart in high school. Of course you were. But so was I.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe just wasn't as open about it. And I think that I could respect the intelligence that you had. And on top of that, kind of the dedication that you always kind of showed to something, this determination to be something more. And Of course, I mean, you were super cute in high school as well, too. You had that nerdy thing going on. It was adorable. But, you've definitely ditched the glasses since high school, maybe gotten contacts or LASIK or something. A few more smile lines and a few more worry lines. But the kindness is still there.
I just did something bad. I just got rid of the
You
card.
got rid of the card.
Hold on. Let me give him back to you.
Screwed it all up.
Yeah, if I was trying to be clever here.
It happens. It's okay.
All right. Deal 3 to Amie. If you would just play reunion again for me so we can finish the card.
I will, of course.
Hey, Coda. Hey, Nate. There we go. Okay.
Hi.
So what has changed? You said the contacts.
Yeah. Yes. And obviously some more, signs of aging. We are getting a bit older now, but it's only 10 years. So
we're young. We're in our late
young.
20s. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. I think you've kind of matured some. Your shoulders have filled out and you've just become more physically present. That's a good way to put it. Definitely like in the apps. Oh no, that's good. Been working out. Like it. While we walk the grounds, what do we talk about?
I think I'm a little nervous at first. I feel like you would have approached me, maybe grabbed my hand and kind of pulled me out of the party.
For sure.
And I'm a little flustered at first. But also I think I've gone through a transformation since high school. Like in high school, I did not get much attention from men or women. And after going to college, I kind of found myself, and there's no better aphrodisiac than confidence, right? So and I began to find that confidence, especially when I started working in the agency, and I found it very validating that you grabbed my hand and kind of rushed me out of the reunion. And so I think at first I'm very nervous. Maybe asking you stupid, have you read a good book recently? What have you been doing over these and then I'm kind of flubbing over my words a little bit. What have you been doing for the last 10 years?
I'm in the art market.
You always seemed artistic to me. Are you an artist now?
I am a collector.
Oh, you must have done well for yourself, River. Good for you. Good for you.
And you?
I work for the agency. I started off in their intelligence division, but now I'm in the field, and it's a lot more physical than I ever anticipated the type of work I would do, but I get to see the world, which is really awesome. I've been everywhere, and
I've traveled a lot as well.
Get out of here.
Oh yeah, of course. I love to travel.
Favorite place you haven't been to yet?
Oh, that I haven't been to yet? I don't know. There's very few places that I have not been. Rio?
Rio is amazing. I'd only spent a week and a half there. It was a very quick job. The particular person I was chasing did not stay there long. We moved very quickly, but you should go back. Don't go during the festival though. That's when all the tourists are there. Go there on a weekday off season, and you get to really see Rio, and it's amazing people.
And I'm just kind of Thank you for the tip. I'll definitely make a note of that. We will talk about places where we've traveled. In the end, what tips you off that I'm a thief?
We keep talking about places we've been. And I have got a photographic memory. And it's not just the cities where you tell me you've been. You're very specific about different locations in this city. And I think you let slip a couple pieces of artwork that you admire and that you've always had a passion for. And as we're walking around the gymnasium of our old high school, I suddenly, like beautiful mind, like start to piece it all together. And I turn to you and I say, you're stealing this art, aren't you?
I'm just going to look up at you with a small little smile. And I'm going to turn and walk away. But as I run, how do you feel?
I immediately go into procedure. I've got nothing that says that you are who I think you might be. So I can't run up to you. I can't throw you in handcuffs. I can't even really accuse you of anything. So I feel like I'm probably going to go back to the office and start digging and start seeing if I can't figure out if you are who I think you are. But I really hope you're not. So I'm feeling hopeful. How do you feel?
A little nervous. I've kind of been under the radar for a while now. And it's really the first time that somebody has very blatantly called it out like that. But also a little excited. You know, it's different. It's new. It's definitely not boring. And a little intrigued. Yeah.
All right. So I have drawn two Act 1 cards. I'm going to recall yours on time now, and then deal 2 to you as well from your deck. So give me just a second.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to look at my 2 cards. I get to pick one.
Oh, which one's it? All
right. I think I know the one I want. It's touch. After reluctantly throwing in the towel on my latest lead, while wandering through a crowd, I happen on you purely by chance. I get close enough, I could touch you. I feel disappointed. Disappointed because you have been very difficult to track down. You are a clever girl. And
Absolutely.
I've come so close. There's been times where I could swear I've run to the subway landing just to see the doors close and the train take off with you in it. But once I realized that you definitely were here in Budapest, I knew which private collection you would go after, whose home you would go to. I had it all figured out. And I got there and you weren't there. The police were already there. The portrait was gone. You had already come and left. My timing was way off. So I was kind of walking around tonight, Really kind of bummed out because I got 9 things right and 1 thing wrong. And it was almost insulting for me to just see you staring at the fountain in the city center. That was not because of great detective work on my part or homework that I've done. It was pure luck. So I feel disappointed that I'm going to get a chance to finally catch you. And it's going to be 9/10 my doing and 1/10 luck. And I don't like that 1/10 part. My next part of the question. Do you let me lay a hand on you, or do you notice just in time to stay out of my reach?
That's a good question. For all the times that I have narrowly escaped you, for all the times that you have barely seen me out of the corner of your eye, I have seen you again and again and again. And I actually see you right now in the small handheld mirror that I'm checking my makeup in. But I do let you approach me and drop a hand on my shoulder.
Game's up, River.
Just this phase of it, Jules.
No, it's done, River. It's done. You've had a hell of a run, but you're taking things that don't belong to you. And honestly, at this point, I think you're safer in custody because you have a lot of people coming after you. And none of them have good intentions except maybe for me.
Jules, your talents are wasted here. With the
Chasing
Bureau.
you? Oh.
Chasing anyone. You're so much more than this. You could come with me.
And be a thief, River? Take things that don't belong to me?
You don't have to do anything.
I stay at home and watch you take things?
I don't... Jules, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't really need to take anything else.
So why do you do it, River? It doesn't make any sense.
For the thrill. And because I get to be here with you.
Would you really give it all up?
Would you come with me?
I'm married, River. That's not going to happen.
That's a shame.
How do you get away? Afterwards, are you still running?
I am definitely going to still be running. And I am simply going to... how am I going to manage to get out of this one? How am I going to get out of this one? I think it's going to be a simple diversion. A walking with you as we're trying not to attract attention in the middle of this crowded city, as we're, not trying to have a brawl and bring notice to us. And at some point there's a screech of tires and maybe the sound of a few shots, and your attention is diverted just long enough for me to slip down a back alley.
I think I reached to like stand in front of you to get between you and the noise, and trying to be like you don't. It's not like you need my protection, but then my head, it's instinctual for me as part of my job, and I reach to grab you, not to apprehend you, but just to understand where you are in space relative to the noise, and you're gone. You're gone. All right, I'm going to draw my second card. You have two. Oh, go ahead.
Again.
All right, so I get to deal myself a card, and you
do I get to
have two cards to pick from. Yep, and drop it into the gray box. Which one are you going to pick?
I'm so excited. Oh, these are so good.
Well, you can eventually play both of them, right? Because you can always have two in your hand.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this one.
All right, River Act 1. Let's flip the card. It's you.
We're gonna do sidebar. I spend months just going to museums, appreciating them from this side for once. I feel bored. It's been peaceful, and at first that was welcome. You know, a life free from the running and the stress of constantly looking over your shoulder everywhere you go, especially knowing that you are chasing me. But this is what I fought to escape. This is what I have always wanted to leave behind. Peace is not... Let me rephrase that. The quiet is not where I find my peace. The chaos is where I thrive, where I like to be. So I'm just on the edge of scratching that itch, I believe, when one day I bump into your best friend in a gallery. What do we talk about?
Well, I guess first, oh, you're asking me this, aren't you? What do we talk about?
Yeah.
I think you bump into Jeff, a college friend of mine. I think you take Jeff a little off guard because we didn't have contact for those 10 years. But I feel like you did a little bit of digging on me and did a little bit of research on me after the reunion, and you figured out who Jeff was, and to the point where you even recognized him. I think that you talk to Jeff about a few of the missing pieces in those 10 years. I think that you ask him one of the few little things that you haven't figured out about me yet.
Okay.
What do you think he tells you that you didn't know before?
That your wife has actually left you over this case.
And had left me when I told you I was married.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Oh, very good. Did I know Jeff was going to be at this gallery?
No, I think you have, it sounds to me like you have kind of lowered your activity, kind of gone underground a bit. I haven't stopped my chase. You have been keeping close tabs on me. I think you take it as a sign when you recognize him. So no, I don't think you knew he'd be there, but it means something to you in some sort of bizarre karmic way.
I like that. So your best friend Jeff tells you about me, but it's too late. After I'm gone, are you still chasing me?
I don't reveal to Jeff who you really are. I just say, yeah, an old friend from high school. How crazy is that? That, you know, you ran into her, and you may have remembered in college, Jeff, I had mentioned, I think, River more than once. That's crazy that you guys just happened to meet there. And I try to get some details from him, but he's a dude, and guys don't remember details about any conversation. So it's very frustrating.
So true. So
Yeah,
true.
very frustrating for me. And I'm like, well, then what did she said? And he's like, well, you know, we were talking about, like, no, Jeff, I want the words she said.
Exact
What was she
wording.
wearing, right? What kind of watch did she have on? You know, I'm just grilling him. And he's like, Jules, stop being a fucking cop. I definitely still chase you because this means you're alive. And I wasn't sure you were, because you have a lot of dangerous people after you. And oh God, I think you said something to him, knowing he would relay it to me, that tells me you're still in the business. I think when you're saying goodbye to Jeff, you say, you know, if you see Jules, tell him I've only got, I'm still looking for that last piece to my collection. And when I hear that, I immediately know what that means, which it means is you may have been underground for a year or two, but you're not done. So you have been a bit of a cold case for me. Just like in my free time, I would, you know, do some work on you. But now I'm going back. You become my full-time job now.
After I steal a piece from the museum I saw Jeff at.
Son of a bitch! All right, River, I owe you a card, so I'm going to deal you a card. All right, I've got 2 to pick from here. What am I going to go?
Oh, I'm so excited to see what you're going to go with.
Oh, I know which one I'm playing.
Oh, do it.
Choosing family.
Oh.
I track down your family and I go to visit your sister. What do I learn about you from her?
That I'm still actively involved in their lives. That I regularly come to visit. That I send money for my nibblings education. That I've paid off their house. And that she's not exactly sure what I do. She thinks I'm undercover somewhere. But that I am attached to something for once.
I feel conflicted. I feel conflicted because in order for me to chase somebody and to find them, I need to paint them in my head. I need to create a persona for them in my head so that I am driven to track them down and to bring them to justice. And I have been doing that with you. And the painting I have been painting of you is one of chaos, carefree, a reckless free spirit. And I've got it painted in my head that what I'm doing is not only bringing you to justice, but saving you from your terrible vices. And I've even built it up in my brain that you want to be caught. And the picture she paints for me is very different. It's one of somebody who's responsible, who is grounded, somebody who family matters, connections matter. And that makes it harder. It was easier for me to think of you as callous and reckless. It's harder for me to want to bring you to justice now. When you find out where I've been and what I've learned, do you call me to vent your anger, or do you take revenge upon your sister?
Oh, I'm definitely going to give you a call. And when you answer, I'm just going to say, you've crossed a line.
It's about time that I crossed lines, River. You've been crossing lines left and right, finding my best friend, talking to him.
I didn't find your best friend.
Then how the hell did you end up in the same museum with him? You can tell me that was just random?
It was just
sure.
random, Jules.
No, you
Have
made
I
this
ever
personal,
lied
River.
to you?
Have you ever told me the truth, River?
Every word I've said to you has been the truth, Jules.
Where are you right now, then?
That'd be too easy. Stay away from my family, Jules.
I can say the same.
Hang up
Afterwards,
the
are
phone.
you still running?
You're damn right I am. I'm going to hang up the phone and I'm going to pack my suitcase.
Excellent. It is your turn.
I
I'm
have
going to deal
one that's
myself a
gonna,
card.
I think. You're going to like this.
All right. Oh,
My sister gets married, and against my better judgment, I go to the wedding. Her spouse is a real piece of work, or maybe just boring. I suffered through the rehearsal, dinner, the ceremony, the reception. I feel off balance. I know that I shouldn't be here. I know that you tracked down my sister. I know that you're probably well aware of where I am right now and might even be waiting for me somewhere. I also feel happy for my sister. They've been together a long time, and he's not a piece of work. He's just a guy. He's just another guy. There's no challenge to him. Afterwards, I call you. What do we talk about?
I get you to talk about him. I want to understand. You make it clear to me. I think you start off by insulting him, and then you let it slip that you're happy for her. And I'm like, well, explain that. Square that circle for me, River. How can you be happy for her and you seem to like him, but in the same breath you told me that he's a piece of work and boring? Well, what does that mean?
My sister has always wanted the perfect life, the partner and the kids and the white picket fence. And he's good for that. He's a good provider. He's
What's
even
wrong with
keel.
that, River? What's wrong with her wanting that?
Nothing. For her. I just need someone more alive. More electric.
Just because you grow roots, River, doesn't mean you're dead. If anything, you're more alive. Why do the two have to be on different sides?
Never thought of it that way. Be one place forever.
What are you running from, River? Because I don't think it's me.
I'm running from that white picket dream, Jules.
You don't think you deserve it?
No. It's just not my pace, not my way of life. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, River, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's a kind of a shame.
What does it matter to you?
It doesn't. I knew you were going to be in Wisconsin, but you made it clear that family's off. So I am here in the States, but I'm not in Wisconsin. You've got 2 days before I start again.
I was wondering if I'd see you there.
No, you made it clear, River.
Thank you, Jules.
Yeah,
See you soon.
I think so.
After I hang up, are you still chasing me?
Told you I gave you 2 days. I think I give you a week. And I think during that week, I struggle. And part of that struggle, River, is that up to this point, I've convinced myself that I'm chasing you because you steal shit. But I had also started getting into my head, maybe I was chasing you for a different reason. And now knowing that you have no interest in growing roots, I think I need to just chase you because you take shit. And I need to get these silly ideas out of my head because they are silly. So yeah, I'm still chasing you, but for only one reason.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to deal you your card.
Okay.
Oh, you are on your last card.
Oh.
All right, we're going back to. All right, so I got to pick my card. I'm going to end up being both of these. Which one do I want to play first here? All right, I think I know.
My throat's so dry. I'm so excited.
Gone. I spend weeks on the road chasing you on my latest lead. It's the longest I haven't talked to my best friend since college. I hardly notice this is too important. I feel fixated. I feel fixated in a not taking care of myself sort of way. This is when I push away anything that asks anything of me other than my work. It's why my wife and I are not together. It's why she was my second wife. It's why, like, Jeff and I go to Vegas once a year, but after that, I don't answer his texts. We don't really talk. I only find work. And until we saw each other at the reunion and until this chase started, I had really started to find a balance. But that's all gone now. I have to remind myself to eat. I have to remind myself to shower. I'm fixated. When the trail finally goes cold and I return home, is my best friend excited to see me, or are they cold and upset about how long I've been away? I knock on Jeff's door and I'm like, hey man, he goes, let me guess, work. I'm like, yeah. Maybe go to the bar, watch the game. He's like, nah, man, I'm done. I'm done. It was the last one, too. So I hope you're happy. And he slams the door in my face. Wherever you are you still running?
I had heard from my sister what all was going on. I had told her enough for her to be wary, not enough to know who I actually am. So she calls me and she tells me about it, and I take the call as I'm going through a very crowded city street. And I falter for a few minutes, thinking about roots and how hard you have tried to maintain them and what it's doing to you. And I hole up for about 2 weeks, constantly checking my contacts, calling my people. And at one point, I even drive by your house, sit on the street outside. One more, and I can retire, and I'll drive away. So yes, I am still running.
Your last Act 1 card.
Oh my God. You ready for this?
I am. All right.
Settle. For a while, I retire. I make a perfect little life for myself. I'd pulled off that heist. Take a lover with a wealthy family and try to stay out of the game. I feel torn. I took your advice. And I tried. I really did. Surely I could make it work, right? Right? Surely. It's not what I expected it to be, because it's not where I expected to be and who I expected to be there with. And I feel regret. And inevitably, you track me down. And to my devastation or relief, I'm forced to abandon this life. But some words from my lover will stay with me always. What words?
Ooh. River, do you know you say his name when you're sleeping? It's not about the art, is it?
Those are hard. After I'm gone, leaving you a little note behind me that just says, so close. Are you still chasing me?
Yeah. When we go a long time not talking, I love it when you're clever. I love it when you call me. And you're so clever. And I also love it when you call me and I tell you to turn around and you see me there. Hey, Aaron. Oh, thanks for coming by, man. I'm now chasing for two reasons again. And I think for the first time, I am not sure what I'm going to do when I catch you. Because I know I'm going to. Every time we get close, every time you get away, I figure one more thing out. And that just adds to it. And you're going to run out of vines to swing on. But now I'm really not sure what the hell I'm going to do when it finally happens. So yeah, I'm still chasing you.
All right.
My last Act 1
It's a
card.
run.
Slippery.
Oh my gosh.
I do it. I catch you. It wasn't even as hard as I thought it would be. I stick you in the back of my car. And I feel pretty goddamn proud of myself.
You should.
With other people, when I catch them, I completely go into procedure. We're going back to the airport. I'm flying you back to the States. You're going to get a lawyer. I go through the whole routine with them, right? In this weird way, I want to prove to them that this was inevitable. I already know everything, and I become Mr. Know-It-All. I feel like this capture of you was very quiet, though. And not just me not talking to you, but I feel like you're not talking to me either. I feel it almost feels fate-ish. So when we're driving in the car, I told you I felt pretty goddamn proud of myself, but now that we're driving and you're not talking, I feel like I might have misunderstood us. And maybe I need to go into my plan A, which is tell you that we're going back to the airport. We're going back to the States. You're going to get a lawyer. And instead, I'm quiet. That's how I feel. But of course, I haven't really caught you. And this was a ruse to coax some detail out of me while we drive and talk. What about specifically?
I'm going to start telling you about my most recent heist.
I already know it, River. The only thing I don't know is how did you get in? That I haven't figured out yet.
I have to leave some sort of mystery now, don't I, Jules?
Yeah, hold on to it. We're done.
We're not done, Jules. We haven't even started.
River, you're in handcuffs.
I'm going to
5
hold
minutes
it up.
Son of a bitch!
One hand, it's like dangling from one wrist.
Nice. Oh my God, do not jump out of this car. I start to slow down in case you will. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
No desire to fling myself onto the asphalt, Jules.
Did you
What are
do
you
this on
doing, Jules?
purpose?
Of course I did.
Why? Are you done?
I don't know. What if I was?
It doesn't change what you did, River. It just means you're not going to do it again. That's all it means.
I can't change what I've done, Jules.
Just asking you to pay for it. That's all, River.
What good is it going to do if I sit in prison?
I'll come visit you. But what good will it do? There'll be a lot of people that get to keep their paintings.
I don't even have them. Just one. I just kept one. I needed a ride.
Okay. So if you're not going to jump out, what are we doing?
I want you to stop the car, Jules.
You see me go through so many permutations in my head. You see my eyes roll up and look to the ceiling as I'm driving. I've got a gun, River, but I'm going to slow down.
Please stop the car, Jules.
I do.
Now get out of the car.
What do you mean get out of the car, River?
Just open the door. I know it sounds out. I like pop the lock. Open the door.
Okay. So I step out of the car. I'm thoroughly confused.
I had to get out of town quickly.
Okay.
Thank you for the ride. And I imagine us standing in the desert. And I'm going to turn and you hear the noise of a helicopter coming. It's my ride.
I think I am so blindsided by this. River, I'm frozen. And I stand there like it's not real, like it's a movie. And I just watch you walk over to the chopper and go. And the moment when there's nothing I can do to stop you. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. It just, oh.
You'll get a text on your phone from me. Just says, maybe next time.
So once you've got what you came for, did you let me bring you in, or are you still running? I think we answered that one, didn't we? All right, let's hide Act 1. Let's bring in Act 2. That was my card, so this will end up being yours.
Okay.
All right, so the game ends when Jules stops chasing River. River gets caught by Jules, or Act 2 card tells you to climax. See ending the game for more details. All right, I'm going to deal you 2 Act 2 cards.
Okay.
Oh, deal 2. I'm going to do the same to me.
Okay.
But it's your play. There's only 4 of these.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's play the card. Enemies. I like this one. I find myself pursued by people much worse than you. My only hope is you finding me first and taking care of them. I feel blatantly afraid, of course, as anyone would be in this position. But I'm also worried that you won't come.
Where are you?
I'm in Rio. When you're forced to choose who to bring in, do you choose me or them?
I think it's happening in a casino because it has to be a casino.
Absolutely.
And I think you did something at this casino, and this isn't where the job was. This is after the job, or before the job, maybe even. I don't know. But you did something that you don't normally do, and that's how
Counting
these
cards, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you're rich as shit. You don't need to beat the house, right? But the thrill, what's the fun of playing blackjack if you're not cheating?
Absolutely.
And they take you, this is not Vegas, run by multi-million-dollar listed on the NASDAQ casinos. This is Rio. And you're in a basement. And a smaller guy makes it clear to you that it's really hard to count cards with only one eye. And as the other guy comes towards you with the ice pick, it's so loud in that small basement, the 2 gunshots. And when the little guy falls and the big guy falls, I'm standing there with my gun. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Told you there was really bad people looking for you, River. I told you that you're safer just coming with me.
All right, you're right. You were right. Is that what you wanted?
I'm worried. I'm worried that the agency is compromised. I'm not going to take you in, River, but this is it. Until I sort out what's happening at the agency, until I understand whether bringing you in is safe or not, this is your get out of jail free card. You only have one of them and you're using it right now. I will clean up here. You need to go. But this is it. Next time, you're out of cards.
Fair.
So I definitely don't bring you in.
Are you still chasing me, though?
I am. And now I've got 3 reasons to chase you.
Mm.
One reason, because I still wonder about what we are. One reason, because I think you need to pay for your crimes. And the third reason is I think if I don't catch you, I'm just going to end up at your funeral.
Okay.
All right. What am I going to do here?
So good.
Okay.
And
You ready?
I am. There it is.
No more running. Send you a message asking you to return to a place that was important to us both. I want you to set the scene. Where are we?
We're at our high school gym, where we reconnected years ago now.
Door is unlocked. Walk into the gym. Dark. And then inexplicably, some DJ lights come on. And it was essentially the same setup as our junior prom. Same cheapo lights. And I remembered the brand of the lights that college dropout kid had that
You
played
have
our
a photographic memory.
Yeah. I get a lot of details. And the lights come on. And the one dance we had at that prom, we didn't bring each other to that prom. I don't know if we brought anybody to that prom, but we both came and we did dance. What song plays? What song did we dance to?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna throw that one to you because I set the last scene.
Okay. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. Made famous by the Breakfast Club.
Yes, come on.
And for you young kids, go listen to that song. It's a great fucking song.
It's one of my favorite songs. Good
The
choice.
lights are a little blinding at first, I think, River, and then I come out. And as soon as you see me and what I'm wearing, I preemptively laugh myself because I'm wearing a really cheap tux.
I look at you very quizzically. What are you doing?
This is it, River. I thought we might as well make it fun. Maybe one dance?
One dance.
All right. I'm going to recall all of our cards, and I'm going to deal each of us our climax cards. Now, I already know what's on there, and you know what's on yours.
Yes.
I'm going to deal you your, whoops. Damn it.
Damn it.
Deal
You can do
to Amie.
it. Yay.
So frustrating. Hold on. Shuffle. One thing I wish VTTs could get right is freaking cards.
Yeah.
All right. Boom.
Someone get
Amie.
on that.
What is going on right now? Hold on. Oh, I know why.
It's okay.
Okay, hold on. Recall all. Recall all.
Exit.
Deal to
At this.
Amie. Deal. All right. Never mind this. All right.
Huzzah.
Let me just see here. Okay. All right. So the betray. All right. So I'm going to play the betray card and play a kiss card. They both are the same. So when it's time to climax, secretly choose kiss or betray. How we intend to betray each other and how will our choices lead to disaster. Kiss plus betray, the betrayer decides how things end for us both. Maybe Jules brings River in and retires happily, or River joins Jules. Reputation lives in the high forever. All right, so I am thinking, let's do hand flat in screen.
Okay.
On the count of three, you're going to go kiss or betray.
Oh, we're gonna do it that way, or no? Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Simultaneous.
Oh no. Is it 1, 2, 3, go, or 1, 2, 3?
It's 1, 2, 3 show.
Okay. Got it.
Put it right in front of your nose so they can see it on the screen.
Got it. It's in front of my nose. Ready?
1, 2, 3, show. Okay, so we both chose kiss. So let's see what happens here. All right. When it's time to climax, secretly choose kiss or betray. Kiss plus kiss, we kiss. Leave our lives behind and run away together. How do we ensure that we're never found? I'm going to start. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go ahead.
No. I like you starting. Go.
Oh, okay. Most people would think to run to the middle of nowhere to hide out, but not us. We know the value of anonymity, and so we head to Venice.
The sinking city.
Mm-hmm. Metaphor.
And I feel like we take turns. I take you to museums And I get you to tell me about all the different pieces of art because you know so much about it. But it also is a little bit of me saying, see, we can just look at it and it's okay.
It would look prettier in the living room.
And as part of our compromise, we always eat at the same place on Thursday nights. And I think you surprised me at one point by saying that you want to have a kid. But the compromise is we stay in Venice. Thursday nights is always the same place. And you go with me to museums and you leave the art on the wall. I want to know the other side of our compromise.
We take quarterly, fortnight-long vacations with our daughter when she is born. And I feel like I got it right this time.
What I learned from you is that sometimes not reading the last page in the book is okay. Sometimes surprises are pretty damn cool. What do you learn from me?
The strength of the roots. The beauty in routine. And a sense of structure that maybe had been lacking the entire time.
Our kid totally becomes an art thief.
Absolutely.
And I was sitting here down. Now, Charlotte, don't do what your mom did because she was so easy to find. What you need to make sure you do is do this, this, and this. That way.
Find you better hiding spots.
That way.
Always have a go bag and a safe house.
And don't get me wrong, Charlotte, 99% of what your mom says is right. But there was a reason I kept finding her. And here's why.
Because I let him. It's because I let him find me.
Real quick, I was gonna say, how do we survive? I think you're my sugar mama. I think you have got more than enough money that neither of us ever have to work again.
We don't have to work. We don't, I have stashed money from many, many, many jobs. And I'm, quite comfortable. But we also don't live extravagantly either.
I agree.
Because we don't, it allows us to do what we love instead.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was cool. All right, those thoughts, stars, and wishes. Normally, I'm the GM in these scenarios, but I think
you have to contribute to thoughts, stars, and wishes this time.
Yeah. Oh, so Brian in the chat says, I was really waiting for the lights to come up in the high school and reveal a half dozen feds blocking every door as Craig said betray. I got to tell you, Brian, I did not know what I was going to do until the last second.
Same.
Yeah, that was that was definitely on. That was on the menu. That is for sure.
I could frame him. I was like, I could frame him. Take off.
Yep. All right. So thoughts. Sam, great game.
So good.
You did really well here, Sam. I think you're on to something. I think I need more cards.
I'd agree. I was going to say that too.
Yep. I think the game length is good though. So I don't mean we play more cards, but I would love to see twice as many cards. So it's really unknown, right? If, you know, both Amie and I have read these cards once as we were getting ready for this. And I think if there was twice as many cards and we didn't kill 3 of them, we killed like 13 of them. So we truly didn't know what cards would come up. I think that'd be great. That said, there's you have harnessed the magic, Sam, because and this is something that people have heard me say about For the Queen. For the Queen, regardless of the order that the cards come up and who gets the cards, somehow the cards always make sense. And I think about the themes that Amie and I pulled out of this game and how they continued from card to card. You've captured that magic. I wish I was smart enough to know what that magic is. I don't know how it is that Alex does it for the Queen and how you've kind of done it here, where you leave things open enough that we can allow our own story to hold from card to card. Like there was nothing that we read that was jarring based on the choices we were making, Amie, and the direction we're going. And that's like the magic of this. The other game that I played recently that does this as well is Oh Captain, My Captain. That does the same thing. It's really magical. And I think I need to spend more time. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm just going to keep buying these games as they come out because I love these games. Absolutely love
these games. Keep buying them so I can keep playing them with you.
Coda asks, can you talk about if the prompts led you to the truth of the scenes? No question. No question, Coda. And I think that is critical when you play these games. And the same way that when I GM, I try not to come in saying, this is the story we're going to tell. I think I went into this game literally not knowing if I was going to be Jules or River.
Right.
I think the secret though, Coda, here is you have to listen. I purposely did not look at my cards until it was my turn to look. And I very, very focused on Amie when it was her cards. And hats off, Sam, on this. I love the idea that Amie's cards asks me questions. I love that. Love that. It keeps me engaged during that, right? I am participating when it's her turn, which is freaking great. So the prompts definitely led it, but it was really choices and giving fidelity to the choices that I had already made and that Amie had already made that I think that let things emerge. It's also very helpful that Amie and I have a lot of trust in each other as role players, that we have a relationship outside of gaming, but it's built on gaming, right? There's a very, very short list of people I would feel comfortable playing this game with, and Amie's one of them. But yes, to answer your question, Coda, definitely. All right. So stars, the stars was the themes that come out. Amie, I really loved your twist on me already being divorced when I said I was married. I loved the idea of the roots coming out. Really cool how the sister and the friend became a line, and we let that be it. I felt like we didn't fall into each other, that I felt like you were true to River. I felt like I was true to the Jules that was emerging. It was as good as I anticipated, and I had pretty high expectations. And I liked our final scene. I thought our final scene was really,
it was
cool.
So good.
But now I want to do Betray because I really want to know what that looks like if River betrayed me.
I'd really like to see what it would look like with the various combos, but
or double Betray, right?
Yeah, like it could very much, the end scene can go so many ways. Like I really like. Sorry.
Yeah.
I rambled.
Super, super interesting. Wishes is that I want to still keep bringing these types of games to the channel. Zombie World, For the Queen, Oh Captain, My Captain. These types of games are really great. And I think one of the things that came out in my head while we were playing, Amie, is this is great practice for being a player. I loved how we slipped each other into role play, how we went from answering questions into playing out a scene, and we just kind of naturally fell into that and drew each other into that. Those are skills that are very great at a table, whether you're a player or a GM. And I think these games get you good at it. So I'm wishing to play more games like this on the channel when we have a chance. All right, thoughts, stars, and wishes, Ames.
Oh man, this is a really cool game. I like it a whole lot. I agree with you, Craig, that I would like to see some more cards in it as well. I also think it could be like structured depending on how long you want to play. So you and I were discussing, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours. You know, you could have this amount of cards. If you want a 3-hour game, you can have this amount of cards. I think that would be really customizable and pretty cool to see. I like it. This is actually the first well, we did the zone.
We did do the zone of camping. Yep.
Yeah, and that was GM-less, but I haven't done a whole lot of them. I was really looking forward to this one though, and I was like, oh man, I really hope it's as good as I expect it to be. And it was wonderful, and I really like it. Really, really well done.
But you played For the Queen at camping, right?
Did? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I did. So just a couple of them, you know, like this
Yeah.
This is all kind of a new genre for me.
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit. Oh, my stars, man. I really enjoyed the building up of it. Like the you know, we come into it with these basic ideas. I'm an art thief, don't get caught. And I'm a cop and I'm going to catch you, you know. But everything else is very much open to interpretation. And I love how we could just build on one another's story. You saw my sister. And then after you saw my sister, I went to her wedding. And I only went because I told her beforehand that I would, you know, and it like all this, like suddenly there's this whole background story that did not exist an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed that quite a bit. I also did like, I agree, Coda. I liked the thanks for the ride moment. That's pretty badass. That was pretty cool. My wishes, man. One of these days I'm going to talk you into the Cramey show.
So
we're gonna do this all the time.
He named it the one-on-one ongoing series as Cramey, and it's a terrible Oh god, that's funny.
Every week.
All right. So last little thing I was thinking about, and this is and the antithesis of what I talk about on my show all the time, which is I say, you know, people that play a game, they're very good at pointing out places of friction, but they're terrible at giving you solutions. Sam, if you're listening, the only thought I had is I think it'd be pretty cool if not every card gave us the option to stop running or stop chasing. I think it would be interesting to only see that every once in a while or rarely, which I think would give it more punch and make us think about it more, because we didn't see it. We played 3 or 4 cards and we never got that option. And then suddenly a card is played and it gives us that option. I think that could be interesting. But Sam, a great game. Guys, go to Itch. The link is in the chat, and it's also in the notes in the description of the video. Love you, Ames. Thank you.
Oh, love you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Talk soon, all.
Bye.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.